Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your patience. We welcome you again to another episode of GPL Capital's webinar. Based on your valuable feedbacks and of having something offbeat, we thought of bringing to you a session on mind coaching today. Our topic for today's episode is Locked Up by Ms. Priyanka Row. Pleasure to have you, ma'am. Our speaker, Ms. Priyanka Row, is a professional mind coach, licensed and certified practitioner of NLP, Neuro-Linguistic Programming, the Society of Neuro-Linguistic Programming by Dr. Richard Bandler, internationally certified image consultant, alumni of London Image Institute, practitioner of emotional freedom technique, alumni of the Warwick Business School, holding a master's degree in marketing and strategy, academically qualified as a brand manager and consultant. Thank you for giving us your valuable time. Before we give it over to Ms. Priyanka, as you all know that we are live on Facebook, please put in your questions, comments on the Facebook. And for guests on Zoom, I request you all to put the in the chat room here. Handing it over to Ms. Priyanka.
Thank you very much, Forum. A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, to all the esteemed clientele of GPL Capital, all the participants who have logged in from the last I checked, 28 cities. We would love to know where you have logged in from. So I kindly request you to please log in the city that you're actually signing in from into the group chat. And we would love to share some love and cheer on the group and know how far we're actually speaking to this afternoon and this evening. So I request all the members, I can see Mumbai coming in, of course. I'd expect a large audience from Mumbai. Gujarat, Kemcho Amidji. Goa, nice to see you, Manali. Ahmedabad, very nice to see you, Ayush. Coimbatore, Thane. Many participants from Goa and Mumbai. Ludhiana, hello Ludhiana, very nice to see you as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd also like to give a very special hello to the Facebook viewers who are currently logged in live onto our webinar, and the team members and the staff of GAPL. I'm so excited to be here. And one of the very reasons that this webinar is so special to me is, not too many people know about this, but GPL Capital was the first investment firm that I actually started investing in the mutual funds and SIP with. So here I was back in 2010, this strapping young 25-year-old with stars in her eyes, ready to take on the world. And my Warwick classmate was Ruchi Mehrotra Pinto of GPL Capital. I'm sure some of you already know her. And she used to keep egging me, Priyanka, you need to start investing young and you need to start saving. And, you know, there's this whole world of mutual funds and SIPs and stocks. Why don't you look at it? And after several attempts, she finally got me down to your office in Kulaba. And I started a very meager amount of, I think, 2 SIPs of 5,000 each. And I'm so proud to say that those SIPs and mutual funds still stand 15 years later. And my portfolio has grown. And thank you, GPL, for planting that seed of thought of investing in this young mind of mine. And I'm really, really very, very grateful for it. So without much ado, I can see Agra, I can see Simon, Mumbai and Jalgaon, and lovely, so many cities coming in. I'm so very excited. So over the next 1 hour, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be sharing you a few mind hacks in terms of how you can reprogram your subconscious mind to achieve personal and professional objectives. For some of you, you might never look back again. It might be a sentence I say, it might be a word I say, it might be a concept I share with you, and it could change your life. So when it comes to subconscious, it can take a moment or it can take 28 days to shift. And for some of you, this could be the moment. So I'm really very excited to share with you a couple of mindset hacks today, a couple of housekeeping rules. I'm going to be shuffling between PowerPoint slides, a whiteboard, and the speaking screen over here. So you can just sit back, grab your pen and notepad. I will be sharing takeaways with you and mental commands with you as well. So you can have and I'll guide you through the entire presentation. I will be taking questions, time permitting, at the end of the webinar. However, during the webinar, please feel free to use a group chat, put in your comments, share your views with us, and I'll keep an eye on it as we move along. So diving straight into it, I'm going to move on to my presentation. I am Priyanka Row, apple of my parents' eye, roommate to a 50-kilo Rottweiler, looking for my life partner in Prince and Crime, but found my life's purpose. I'm a nerdy bookworm, turned luxury hotelier, turned internationally certified image consultant, turned startup founder, and now a professional mind coach. A little bit about my background. I was born in Goa. We like to call ourselves Green Goa now, even though our cases have increased. I had a very nomadic childhood. So my father used to work for an airline, and I've moved countries, schools, cultures every 3 years. So my growing up took me to Nepal, to Paris, to Las Palmas, a small island south of Spain, Prague, Riyadh, Mumbai, where I lived for 7 years. I've done my undergraduate degree from Jai Hind College. I've done my business management from Mumbai. I've done a postgraduate degree, as Forum mentioned, from the Warwick Business School up north of London, post which I moved back to Mumbai and I started my corporate career in the Marriott. I was with Marriott India for almost 8 years, selling Marriott India in corporate sales and marketing. I moved to Bangalore to open the first Ritz-Carlton in India, post which I turned an entrepreneur, moved back to my hometown, Goa, opened my company, became the first image consultant in Goa, and since then I haven't looked back at my entrepreneurial journey. So from the outside, if you look at my childhood, a lot of people would say I've got a very blessed and privileged childhood, and I have, and I'm very, very grateful for it. But what you don't see is that behind this childhood, my life has been a series of patterns, repetitive behaviors, some gut-wrenching phases, and some really heartbreaking moments that led me to start studying the mind as early as 21. And I started studying the mind to understand, how do I release fears? How do I release negative emotions? How can I overcome situations? How can I fight them? Basically, how can I move things out of the path that is keeping me away from being happy, successful, or whatever objective I wanted to meet? And my study of the mind and the subconscious mind since then culminated into all these tools that I created in terms of content and started coaching my clients as an image consultant and now full-time as a mind coach. So diving straight into our webinar, 2019 painted a very grim picture for India. The World Health Organization declared us to be the most depressed country in the world. Almost 1 out of 5 Indians were suffering from stress, anxiety, depression, or certain mental disorder. And very recently, in the lockdown, one of the top Google searches in India was stress, anxiety, and depression and therapy. So I would like to think that even though our social fabric is quite happy and self-sufficient, possibly because of our numbers, we were declared the most depressed country in the world last year. Now, on a macro level, if you look at snakes in public speaking, there's only one commonality between these two. And that is both are rated, ladies and gentlemen, one of the highest fears in the world. And if any of these fears are with you, please type in yes on the chat so we know it. In fact, public speaking affects almost 75% of the human population on Earth. It is also called glossophobia. Thank you. So on a micro level, what kind of fears do we actually have? We fear falling sick. We fear medical bills. We fear death. We fear war. We fear crime. We fear natural calamities, pollution, and a very big one in the current times, the fear of falling short of money. But on an individual mind level, what are the kind of fears that we actually have? And if any of these, ladies and gentlemen, you can relate to, please do share it on the chat so that we know there's an invisible thread that's binding all of us and that we're all in this together. So you have the fear of uncertainty. It's very, very common right now in this COVID corona times. The fear of change, stepping out of a comfort zone, binds us so hard that we just cannot change. There's this very famous saying that when you enter the cave of what you fear, that's where your treasure lies. And that's absolutely bang on true. You have the fear of loneliness. In fact, addiction and social media are the results of this fear of loneliness. the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, being told no, the fear of being judged, very, very common as well in the fear of public speaking, fear of losing your freedom, something bad is going to happen, this doom story constantly running in your mind like a tape recorder, something's going to go bad, I can feel it, something bad is going to happen, this doom story running in your mind, not being enough, this fear of hurt, and lastly, the fear of uncertainty. Now, all of us have at least one of these fears in us. But the truth of the matter, ladies and gentlemen, is you were never born with these fears. If you look at any child, any toddler, any baby, they don't even know it's a fear. They have no negative emotion in them. Forget being fearful, they don't even know what is the meaning of fear. So where did we actually acquire all these fears from? All of us were born with a subconscious mind that was free, that was complete, that was whole, that was enough. Our subconscious mind was never born with fears. So if you look at say a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old girl, you say, beta, go and say a poem to uncle and auntie, they'll go right up there and they'll announce their poetry, or they'll sing a song and they do a little dance, or they'll do performance, and they'll enjoy the attention and the love that they're getting from the audience. But let's go a few years older. If you ask a 12-year-old or a 15-year-old or an 18-year-old kid to go up there and, share a story or share a poem or sing a song, they'll be like, no way, I'm not going to do it. Please, I'm not a child. This is so embarrassing. Stop it. Because they've developed inhibitions and conditioning that is preventing them from doing things. So where did we actually acquire these fears and belief systems? Let's find out. Most of us, ladies and gentlemen, acquire belief systems between the age of 7 and 14. And they come from 3 sources. First are your family scripts, the kind of culture your family has, the kind of upbringing you've had. So if your family comes from a upbringing where money was always short, or, your family was thrifty, or, things were not easy, life was a struggle, you grew up with that fear in you, that life is not easy. Things don't come easy. Life is a struggle. You have to work hard. You don't get things easy. Secondly is your parental influence. Now, at that age, between the age of 7 and 14, whatever your parents tell you, you pick up unquestioned and unfiltered. You don't question your parents. So if your parents have told you, Priyanka, go fly, you can be whatever you want in life, we are with you, we're your support system, I will grow up with that level of self-belief and the self-confidence that I have a fallback plan, I have a safety net, I don't have to worry, and I can be anything I want in life. But if my parents have told me, Priyanka, we're middle-class people, life is not easy, life is a struggle, don't overreach, don't get out of your comfort zone, do what is within your limit. I grew up with my risk ability just low. I grew up being a little fearful. I grew up feeling maybe this is beyond me, because that command has been put into my subconscious at a very young age. And your third influence are your schools. I'll give an example of this. I had 2 clients. One was a 55-year-old man and one was a 38-year-old lady. Both came from very affluent families. Both grew up to be businessmen and women respected. But both of them had one thing in common. They were left-handed. And as a result of it, when they were young, in school, they were always picked on, they were made fun of. Some teachers would refuse to teach them because, I can't teach a left-handed, go study from your mom. Sometimes they were forcefully converted into a right-handed person. And, in some Brahmin communities, our ancestors, they would not take food from somebody who's left-handed, thinking it's a bad omen. So both these, the gentleman and the lady, faced this growing up. And the belief grew into different things in both of them. So the gentleman grew up with a very low level of confidence and public speaking. He met me as a 55-year-old man, and he had never made a presentation in his life because the fear never let him. And the lady, even though she came from an affluent family, she was a mother, she was running a business, her level of self-esteem was so low that every time she used to get ready, she had to ask her husband, is this okay? Am I looking fine? Am I looking fat? Should I change? She needed external validation all the time because her self-esteem was so low. So your belief systems when you are young, from your parents, family, and school, can emerge into different belief systems. And then your thoughts, your behavior, your decisions start coming from there. Your external environment, ladies and gentlemen, is a reflection of your inner environment. And once you shift your inner environment, the external environment simply changes. And for some of you, today could be that catalyst. And I'll be so grateful, I'll be so happy if that actually happens for some of you here. So what is an image? There are two kinds of images. There's an image within and an image without. The image without is your external image. It's what the outside world can see. It's what you project into the external world. So that's your appearance, that's your behavior, that's your communication, your staff image, your online image, your office image. All of this is external. But like I said, the external image always reflects your internal image. Now, how many of you have the fear of public speaking? Type in fear into the group chat. And you will understand what I mean right here. Type in fear in the group chat, all those who have some form of fear of public speaking. Not anymore, Manali, I'm so glad. No, somewhat, 50-50, all right? You have a fear, great. Now, for all of those who have fear of public speaking, what happens when you get on stage or there's a mic in front of you? You will start shaking. Your mind will go blank. You will start stammering or stuttering. You might start, you might start sweating. You might suddenly feel certain pain in your body because your external environment, your body, is getting triggered by an emotional response inside of you. Yes, stage fear, very, very common. So your internal response is projecting outwards and your physical body is responding according to it. It also works the other way around. Let's say you see your favorite dish on MasterChef Australia. What happens? Sitting right here in your lounge, lounging in on your couch, in your living rooms, you start feeling hungry. You want to eat that dish. You want to cook it. You want to order it. It's imaginary.
I think there's a little bit of a connection. This thing, just bear with us. Priyanka will be right back.
I'm back. I think there was a disturbance in between. So these are all the kind of negative belief systems that you can actually have. I need a change in my life. Very, very common. A lot of people don't feel that they're stuck and they want this change in life. If any of these resonate with you, if any of these are what you can really feel, please type in the box yes, so we know that I can address them at some point in time in the webinar. Some other belief systems that you can have. My self-esteem is low. My self-belief is low. Now I'm going to spend time on this. Self-esteem and self-belief. They're two very different things. And the most successful mindset, ladies and gentlemen, have a very high level of self-confidence and a very high level of self-esteem. Your self-belief is how much you have confidence in yourself, in your abilities and your capabilities. But your self-esteem is how much you love yourself or like yourself. Two very different things. Let me give an example. I think that I am an amazing mind coach, so high self-belief, but I don't really love myself, low self-esteem. Or I love myself, me apni favorite hu, but I think I'm an average mind coach. Now the most successful mindsets, whether it's a Virat Kohli or a Priyanka Chopra or an Akshay Kumar or a Rahul Bajaj. They have a very high level of self-belief and a very high level of self-esteem. They love themselves and they feel their capabilities are extremely exceptional. Some other negative belief systems: I'm bored, I feel like a failure, I want to live my life to the fullest, but I can't. All of these, like a tape recorder, run through our minds. Now, in this lockdown, some of the most common mindset pain points that I've discovered among my clientele and the people I talk to are three of these. The first one, anxiety and stress. And if any of these are very, very personal to you, ladies and gentlemen, you could also type in there anxiety and stress. When will my business pick up? There are no customers. When will the economy bounce back? How do I pay my salaries and overheads? I have EMIs and loans. I hope I don't lose my job. What if I lose my job? How will I be able to sustain my EMIs? Loads of anxiety and stress that actually come in. Then you have the fear of failure. Will I be able to survive this recession? I'm a first generation businesswoman or a man. I'm a first time entrepreneur. I just started my business. Can I do it? I've just lost my job. Will I get a job? Will I get my salary? What if my boss decides to give me a pink slip? All these kinds of fears of failure that actually run through your mind. Thank you for sharing, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate what you're sharing with me. And of course, a very third mindset pain point, stuck and lost. Believe it or not, there are people who don't want this lockdown to end because they've gone into this bubble, into this cocoon, and they feel as soon as they come out of lockdown, they don't know how to rebuild. Whether it's their life, whether it is themselves, whether it is their business, whether it is starting their job again. They feel that, will my life be ever normal again? Will this end? I feel stuck. I feel lost. So these are three very common pain points, and these are pain points that need to be fixed at the earliest, because they can grow into monsters that take over you. And no matter what the fear, no matter what the limitation, you can easily reprogram your subconscious mind in less than 28 days. And this is not because I'm a brilliant mind coach, ladies and gentlemen. That's actually how fast subconscious mind works. I'll give you examples. Fear of driving, and the fear of driving 1 week. Fear of exams, 2 weeks. Fear of public speaking, 2.5 weeks. Fear of death, 45 days. These are some of my clients who I'm actually quoting to you, were able to reprogram subconscious so quickly and release these fears. And that's, again, I'm saying not because I'm this exceptional coach. Your subconscious mind works that fast. And I will show you today how you can do it sitting in your home in this lockdown. Two other common mindsets that also are prevalent in this lockdown. People are also using this lockdown, ladies and gentlemen, to upgrade themselves. You're never going to get this time again. You're never going to get these hours again, these days again, and they're using it to really transform themselves. So they come out of the lockdown brand new. They come out of the lockdown upgraded them. They come out of the lockdown ready to take on the world. Any fear they have, especially fear of public speaking. I have almost 15 clients right now working with me only on public speaking, and they don't need more than 3 sessions with me, because that's really how soon you can actually overcome your fear of public speaking. And they're also using this time to learn the minds of the most successful people. How do the most successful people think? How do they dialogue with themselves? When a challenge comes to them, how do they navigate it? How do they push themselves? How to make the right decisions? How do they go to the next level, the next potential? How do they use their mind? When you learn the mindsets of the most successful people, you can upgrade your mindset and you can then start transforming your life. So use this time. You don't need to come to me. You can use any coach. You can use a business coach, a life coach, a mind coach, a mindset coach, a spiritual coach, but use this time because you never get this time again, and you can come out of this lockdown a real upgraded you. So saying that, I'm now going to go right into how can you program your subconscious mind. I'm going to start sharing hacks with you. I'm going to start sharing the why the mind works. Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen? Type in ready so that I can now begin. Are you ready? Let's type in ready into the box. Great, fabulous. All right. Now, This whole universe is this gigantic field of energy. You are energy, I am energy, the computers, the mobile phones we're talking to are energy, the books are energy, the animals, the birds, the water, everything's energy. If everything is energy, your thoughts are energy, your feelings are energy, your emotions are energy, and energy vibrates at different frequencies. I'll give you a very practical example. So, here in Goa, we just have 2 or 3 FM channels. So if I tune into 91.9, I'm only going to get Radio Indigo. I have to raise the frequency to 92.7 to attract Red FM. And I have to further raise the frequency to 98.3 to attract Mirchi. So based on whichever frequency I'm at, I'm attracting what's at that frequency. And that's exactly how energy works even for you and me. Whichever frequency we are at, we attract exactly that energy. Now, because everything is energy, energy works on the basis of laws. Complete laws, absolute laws, laws that don't take holidays, public holidays, weekends off. They work irrespective, and they don't work for you and not for me. They work for everybody. So if I drop this pen down, by law of gravity, it has to fall down. As for Newton, every law has to have an equal and opposite reaction. But the biggest law, because we're talking about energy, is the law of attraction. And some of you might have definitely come across this term. Some of you might have read the book The Secret, which was the first initial books that really spread the news and the information, the knowledge of the law of attraction. It's a very preliminary, elementary book. If you have not read it, that should be the first book you pick up to understand the law of attraction. It's very, very simple. Law of Attraction, The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. So the law of attraction works only on one principle. Like attracts like. Let me explain how that works for you. Have you ever heard the saying, birds of the same feather flock together? Or show me your 5 friends and I will show you the kind of personality you are? Or have you ever woke up in the morning, had a great start to the day, and the rest of the day has gone fabulously well? Or the other way around, you've got up, you've had a bad start of the day, you've maybe fought with your spouse or with your neighbor, or a client has sent you a stinker, or something has gone wrong, or there's no water in the bathroom, or your doodh wala has not delivered milk, and you've started off on a very irritated, angry note, and the rest of the day has gone negative. Because energy works on like attracts like. One form of energy will attract the similar form of energy going forward. Now, let me explain that to you in practical terms for you and me. So here's an individual thinking certain thoughts. Now, based on law of attraction, like attracts like. So one thought will attract similar thoughts. And as he keeps thinking similar thoughts, and as the thoughts keep increasing, the thoughts turn into matter and comes to him. So, example in point, Priyanka says, I want to start get married. 2020 is my year, I'm going to get married. So I start thinking about, my wedding trousseau, my wedding destination, where I'm going to get married. It probably will be Goa. I can't travel outside Goa. It will probably be just a small intimate wedding. I'll probably have to have my house the way I want it. I think those thoughts, and eventually it turns into matter and it comes to me. Now, this is an ideal law of attraction. And if this is how it worked, then you and I would lead utopia lives, perfect lives. You would have everything wanted. So where's the gap? If you think a thought, it has to come to us. But more often than not, they don't come to us. Where is the gap? Where is the missing link? Beyond our conscious thoughts. This is your conscious thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. Let me repeat. Your conscious thoughts is the thoughts that are in your mind when you are awake. Like right now, your conscious mind is awake. It is only 10% of your mind, believe it or not. So as you're awake, as you listen to this webinar, it's your conscious thoughts right now running. And that's only 10% of your mind. Beyond those conscious thoughts is something known as the sponsoring thought, also known as your belief system, also known as your subconscious mind. And this constitutes a whopping 90% of your mind. So it's your sponsoring thought that is actually influencing what you're attracting and not what you think, which means you attract what you believe, not what you think. I will repeat that. You attract what you believe, not what you think. And if you agree with me, please type in agree into the chat. You attract what you believe. Let me give you two very simple examples of how this actually works. Here's me thinking, I've lost my job in this lockdown times. I'm a professional. I've lost my job. I need a job and I need to find a job. So my thoughts are, I need to find a job. I need to start working towards a job. I need to start applying. You know, these are the kind of companies I want to go into. This is the kind of industry I should go into. This is the kind of salary I should ask right now. Once I get the job, this is what I'll do with the money. These are all my thoughts. But my sponsoring thought is, there are no jobs, Priyanka. Unemployment is the highest right now in India. It's such a struggle right now. Nobody's paying high salaries. My CV is not strong enough. I don't have enough experience. I can't, there's too much of supply and less demand, and there's too much of competition. There's no way I'm going to get a job. These are my sponsoring thoughts. So I am attracting from this place and not from a place where I want the job. And lo and behold, I find it a struggle to find a job, but that's exactly what I believe. Let's take another example. This is somebody saying, I want to get married, and they start thinking about their marriage, but their sponsoring thought is, I'm too old. All the good guys are already taken. There are only uncles left now. Marriage is too tough. What if my life changes after marriage? What if I can't work after marriage? Will I be able to handle it? I'm scared of commitment. I'm scared of love. These are your sponsoring thoughts. So you're attracting from that space. So what we don't realize is your sponsoring thought or belief system can be so deep inside you, because mind you, it's come from your childhood more often than not. You might not even be aware of it, and you're attracting from that space. Once you shift your subconscious mind, once you shift your sponsoring thought, your external environment starts changing. And I'll explain to you how that works right now. So I'm now going to move, ladies and gentlemen, into the whiteboard, and let me explain to you exactly how that works. So there are two kinds of sponsoring thoughts or belief systems. Some are positive and some are negative. Let's look at the negative first. Negative is stress, anxiety. I did see a few of you shared it on the group as well. A negative belief system could be feeling unloved, feeling unsuccessful. And a big one, lack. This is extremely prevalent in the Indian subconscious mind, and let me tell you why. Since kids, we've often been given these statements or commands from our parents. And if any of it reminds you of your childhood, please type in yes in the chat. Have you ever heard money doesn't grow on trees? Study hard or you won't get a seat in the college. Better get good marks or you won't get a job. Work hard, you need a government job. Government jobs are safe. Please take a government job. Please go early or you won't get a seat on the bus. Let's go early or we won't get a window seat. We're constantly told lack. We're constantly told that, run, go quickly. There is a lack out there. You won't get it. There's a shortage. And we grew up with that level of scarcity and shortage in our subconscious mind. So when we grow up, that comes out in different ways. You might feel shortage of money in your life, shortage of love in your life, shortage of opportunities in your life, shortage of success in your life. It can come up in different forms. What are positive belief systems then? Positive belief systems are those that have a very peaceful mindset, those that feel love, those that are happy, those that feel successful, and again, a big one, those that feel abundant. Absolutely, Benita, the rat race. And we always are told that there are so few slots left, and you better be the right up front or you won't get it. Let's look at abundance. Now, when I say abundance, I'm not talking about materialistic abundance of financial wealth. To grow that, I will leave that to GPL Capital because they are the experts at it. When I speak of abundance, I'm talking about abundance of everything in your life. Abundance of opportunities, abundance of sales, abundance of customers, abundance of money, abundance of support, abundance of love, abundance of dreams. Which brings me to another law of the universe. So, if you have not taken this down earlier, please take this down. The first law I told you was like attracts like. That's one of the strongest laws of the universe. I'm going to give the second law of the universe. Please take this down. I'm going to type it right up here for you. The law says the universe is abundant and friendly. Now remember, when I'm saying universe, you could give it any word. You could give it cosmos, you could give it God, you could give it energy, you could give it consciousness, whatever term the world, whatever term you want to give. What do I mean by universe is abundant and friendly? Have you ever been able to kill energy? Have you taken a gun and shot it? Burnt it? Have you been able to destroy energy? No, because energy cannot be destroyed. Energy cannot be killed. Energy can be transformed. Energy can be released, but it cannot be destroyed. So I have this glass of water right here. If I steam it, if I boil it, it turns into vapor. And I transform the energy. If I freeze it, it transforms into ice, and I've transformed the energy. But I cannot kill energy. I can't destroy it. So there is no shortage of energy in this world, ladies and gentlemen. Remember that. You don't wake up in the morning saying, I feel the oxygen levels are low in the air today. Or your body doesn't say, today there's a shortage of blood in the body. I'm going to save blood in the organs. I'm not giving you blood. Or your lungs don't say, today I'm taking a day off. There's a shortage of oxygen. Please survive. You don't look at the ocean and say, oh, I think there's a shortage of water in the ocean. Or there's a shortage of leaves on the tree. The universe is abundant. Energy is abundant. Think of it like an unlimited buffet. You keep going to the buffet and keep getting it refills. Like a tap with unlimited refills. So a mindset which is abundant is never scared of losing, is never scared of failure, because they know one customer did not work out, another customer will come by. One sale did not materialize, another sale will come in. One job did not work out, I did not do well in the interview, no worries. Another job will come by. One relationship did not work out, no worries. Somebody better will come my way. They believe the energy is abundant and I can keep taking refills. When you build this mindset, nothing can scare you again, because you know somebody will always come back to you again. Now, how can I change a negative mindset into a positive mindset? And believe it or not, it can actually take you just sometimes one moment, or at the most 28 days. And I'm repeating this again. It's not because I am this amazing coach. That's really how fast subconscious works. I'll give you an example of how it can happen one moment. I had a client, a 42-year-old man 2 years back, who came to me because he was moving to Bahrain to get a job. And he had one challenge. Priyanka, I know English, but I can't speak English. Every time I have to speak English, my confidence levels drop and I just don't speak it. So every time I have to speak English, he would make his wife speak English or he would not speak at all. In the session, and mind you, this is our very first session that we're doing with each other, we arrived, what is the root of this belief system? What is the root of this fear? Where did he acquire this fear? And we realized it came when he was in his childhood as a 17-year-old boy, first year college. His best friend in college was the most popular guy in college. Everybody loved him. He had this amazing personality, and wherever he went, it drew attention, and his English was impeccable. So in that shadow, this gentleman got completely overshadowed. And he felt inferior. He felt his English was not good enough, and he stopped speaking English. Now imagine this man carried that fear, that baggage, from a 17-year-old boy to a 42-year-old man when he met me. And when we arrived the route, he realized, oh my God, I'm so silly. This is so ridiculous. I'm carrying this baggage for the past 30 years, and it's irrelevant to me now. It's not important. It's outdated. That friend is not in my life anymore. I'm no longer a college student anymore. I'm not in college anymore. I'm a father. I have my own business today. I'm a husband, and I'm still carrying this baggage. And he dropped that baggage at that instant. That night, he very interestingly had a dream. And he told me the next day, Priyanka, I had a dream wherein in my dream, there's a big lake. There's a child drowning. I dive into the lake, save the child, and I come out. But you know what, Priyanka? I don't know how to swim. I've never swum in my life. What happened was his subconscious mind shifted in the session. And the subconscious mind is very strong when you're sleeping. And I will share more details with you in the next slide. So it shifted. He became more confident. The subconscious mind became more confident. And it came up in the form of him saving the child in his dream, even though he did not know how to swim. And his confidence levels just increased when he woke up the next morning, and he started his brand new journey again. And I'm in touch with him even now, and he speaks English perfectly now in Bahrain. So you can even take one moment. Now, how does this actually work? Let me explain it to you. Your mind has two parts to it, like I told you sometime earlier. Here's your conscious mind, here's your subconscious mind, and here's all your events and experiences that you have in your life. If you're with me, please type in yes, ladies and gentlemen, so that you're able to understand me. It's a bit of a complex subject. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible for you and as practical as possible for you. Thank you very much. A lot of yeses, so I think I'm doing a decent job. Thank you very much. Once you understand the why, you can start designing your subconscious mind, ladies and gentlemen. So here it is. Thank you very much, Shika. I appreciate it. Here's your conscious mind, like I told you, which is only 10% of your mind. Here's your subconscious mind, okay? And your subconscious mind, like I told you earlier, is a whopping 90% of your mind. So you're attracting from here. You're attracting what you believe, not what you think, unlike what most people perceive. And this is all your life. Your events, your experiences, everything you experience in life is right here. So the way it works is your conscious mind gives instructions to the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind creates. That's exactly how it works. So think of this like the boss. This is the boss. The boss gives the subconscious mind's instructions and commands, and the subconscious mind creates your entire lives, your events, your experiences. Which means if we change these commands, if we change these instructions, the subconscious mind starts changing. Let me explain to you the difference between these two. Once you understand the difference, you'll be able to work. So I'm going to go back into my PowerPoint slide right now and give you a very simple difference between the two parts of your mind, the duality of your mind. So in red is your conscious mind, in purple is subconscious mind. This is very interesting, ladies and gentlemen, so do pay attention. Your conscious mind is active and dominant when you're awake. Like right now, when you're listening to my webinar, it's your conscious mind that is working. Your subconscious mind is dominant when you're sleeping, when you're in meditation, when you're in prayer, when you're in yoga, pranayam, physical inertia. That means you're not doing too much of physical activity. You're having a cup of tea early in the morning, listening to the birds outside, watching the sky. In that moment, your subconscious mind is active. And your subconscious mind is also very dominant when you're extremely happy. So when you have those moments when you're really happy, remember the last time that you were really, truly, madly, deeply happy, you will notice you were in that moment. Your mind was not running in the past or the future. There were no fears, anxiety, worries, responsibilities in your mind. You were just there. You were just happy because your subconscious mind was dominant. That's the very first difference. The second difference, your conscious mind engages with the physical environment, the outside, through your five senses. So what you see, what you smell, what you touch, what you taste, what you hear, based on whatever information the conscious mind gets, it processes accordingly. But your subconscious mind, ladies and gentlemen, does not need the five senses. It works way beyond that. It engages with the external environment through intuition, through higher wisdom, through gut feeling, that instinct that sometimes you get, that vision, some messages. When you're doing meditation, sometimes an insight comes to you. Who's talking to you? Your subconscious mind. Third difference, now this is the most important piece. This will help you design your mental commands. Your conscious mind is very objective. It's very rational. It can analyze, it can differentiate, it can discern, it can choose, it can study. It tells you, Priyanka, this is good, this is bad, this is right, this is wrong, this is for you, this is not for you. It can compare and choose for you. But your subconscious mind is subjective. It cannot compare, it cannot choose, it cannot analyze, it cannot assess. Whatever you give it, it picks up. Which is why whatever the boss gives subconscious mind instructions, it creates. Remember I gave the example, if you see an amazing dish on MasterChef Australia, MasterChef India, and you start feeling hungry, sitting right here in your living room. Why? Because your subconscious mind does not know the difference between real and imaginary. It cannot compare. So it sees a dish, it feels hungry. Let's say another example. You see somebody you really like, you have a crush on, or you fall in love with. That person might not be in front of you. You could possibly see that person from a distance, but the feelings of love and affection start surfacing in you. Why? The subconscious mind doesn't know the difference. It sees the person, it says this person is equal to love, and it gives you feelings of love. So when you understand this, you're able to design your mental commands very well, which means I can't say, I don't want to be stressed. I don't want to be scared of public speaking. I don't want this anxiety anymore. The subconscious mind does not understand don't want to. I don't want. It just picks up stress, anxiety, fear, and gives that back to you. So you have to rephrase your command based on what the subconscious mind can pick up. So you're not going to say, I don't want to be scared. You're going to be saying, I am fearless. The subconscious mind picks up fearless, starts giving you more fearless opportunities. You want to say that I am now calm and focused. It will give you calm and focus back. You're now going to say that I am willing to be successful. It starts giving you successful back. So when you're designing your mental commands, make sure you remember this, that it's always positive, because your subconscious mind cannot make out the difference between good and bad. And finally, your conscious mind learns through observation in your education, your school education, your professional education, but your subconscious mind is too intelligent. It learns from a huge collection of wisdom, divine power, and impressions it has collected since the beginning of time and the beginning of human consciousness. It doesn't need your current education. So now that we know these two differences, let's see how we can design your commands. But before I do that, I'm going to first share with you how that works. So if I design my mental commands here, I can change my reality here. Very simple. This is exactly how it works. But before I give you 5 mental commands, let me first share with you the most destructive commands that people give, so you can start avoiding that first and then start designing your commands. The 3 most destructive commands in the world are, and this is across therapists, counselors, psychotherapists, psychiatrists, and psychologists based on their studies. I am not enough. One of the most destructive commands. I'll give you examples of this. I'm not enough to get a great job. I'm not enough to become multi-billionaire. I'm not enough to grow my business. I'm not enough to get my promotion. I'm not enough to find love. I'm not enough to save my marriage. I am not enough. And believe me or not, this is prevalent across strata of societies, including for the most rich and famous and successful. When Marilyn Monroe, the famous Hollywood actress, said famously, "I belong to the whole world because I don't belong to anybody," because she never felt enough for love. Heath Ledger, all of you love The Dark Knight and have watched The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger, the Joker, top of his game in acting, committed suicide. He didn't feel enough. Robin Williams, some of us have grown up watching his movies. There was nobody who could make us laugh like Robin Williams. Mrs. Doubtfire, a classic. Do you know he committed suicide 2 years back? The man who used to make the world laugh committed suicide because he didn't feel enough. Closer to our home, Deepika Padukone, very brave and courageous enough to share with the world that she was in depression for 2 years. And if you analyze that time, at that 2 years, she was winning all the awards for Ram Leela, Bajirao Mastani. Ranveer Singh was already in her life. She comes from a very strong, supportive family and support system. She had the lifestyle that anybody would envy. You and I would think, she doesn't have a reason to be depressed, but she never felt enough. And she was depressed. I am not enough. Very, very common. If this is very personal to you, ladies and gentlemen, please type in yes there so that you're aware that it's not just you. There are a lot of people in this world who actually face this destructive command which they give themselves. The second one is, I am different. Yes, a lot of yeses I see for I am not enough. Very, very common. Let's look at I am different. I am different. I'm brown skinned. So I'm not going to be as successful in the West. I'm different. I'm gay. I'm different. I come from a small town. I can't compete with the big cities. They're too smart for me. They're too intelligent for me. I am different. I've never done business. So I don't think I can quit my job and start my own company. I'm different. Huge limiting command that stops you from doing things that you want. And the last one, very common. I want to, but. And this is a very interesting one. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Everything after but, the subconscious mind picks up, makes it a belief system, and projects it out into your life. I want to start my own business, but I don't know whether I can because I've never done business in my life. I want to get a promotion, but what if I'm not a leader? What if I can't manage teams? I want to make more money, but if I make more money, will I not be able to enjoy my life and I'll have to work so hard and I won't have a work-life balance. I want to get married, but what if I'm not allowed to work after marriage? Maybe marriage is not for me. Yes, absolutely, Deepa. Negative thought transforms to negative energy. So what can you do right here? Very, very simple tip. I want you starting today, ladies and gentlemen, please drop the but in your mind. So now you're going to be very aware of your thoughts. I want you to drop the but, stop at I want to. So what happens is that I want to becomes the command. The subconscious mind picks it up and gives just that to you. There are no more buts. There are no negative belief systems. So the next time a but comes in your mind, This is what you're going to tell yourself. Priyanka, drop the butt. I want to. Full stop. Period. End it. And keep repeating, I want to, till the subconscious mind starts believing it and starts giving it back to you. Drop the butt. Now, there's a reason why these destructive commands work the way it does. And I'm going to explain to you why it works. And then I'm going to share with you the mental commands, which are the most interesting. This is very, very interesting. If you understand why the brain works, you'll be able to understand why your mind works the way it does. So, we all come from tribal roots and structures, right? So we all used to be cavemen, cavewomen, living in the cave age. And at that time, there was only one mantra: survival of the fittest. If you were connected to a tribe, you survived. If you were rejected from a tribe, you were killed. Either a wild beast would kill you, another tribe would kill you, or nature would kill you. So the mind, in a very early in our evolution, got programmed to think that connection is safe, rejection is death, or familiarity is safe. What is familiar is safe. What is not familiar is not safe, is a threat, is unsafe, is death. So the mind will protect you from it. Let's move on to the contemporary world. We no longer live in a world where survival of the fittest is the mantra, where we step out of our homes and we don't know if they're going to come back healthy or not. Let's leave aside this current corona times. But the mind has not changed. It's still programmed the same way. It still says what is familiar is safe. Unfamiliar, oh no, not safe. Priyanka, I'm going to protect you from it. Priyanka, don't do it. Priyanka, I'm going to do all that I can to make sure you don't do it because it's threat, it's unsafe. Let's take a small example. I start deciding that I'm going to now drink my black coffee without sugar. What happens? The mind will say, Priyanka, you're so young. Have the sugar. Later, when you grow older, you can start doing all these habits. Have half a glass. Half a spoon. Work out. Have your sugar now, work out more. Don't have dessert later, but have this. It's protecting me. Absolutely right, Paul Jadhav. The mind works as a bodyguard to protect you. So you start telling your mind what you want to protect it and what you don't want to protect it from. And it's exactly what I'm showing you right now. So then I tell the mind, no, I want to drink coffee without sugar. It's healthy for me. It's good for me. I want it. I want to make it familiar. First couple of days, the mind will object. Soon the mind will start getting familiar with it. And the mind says, oh, this is what Priyanka wants. This is familiar. This is safe. It's not killing her. It's not a threat. Fine. No objections. Go ahead and drink coffee without sugar. Another very common example. How many of you are allergic to exercise? Hate waking up in the morning to exercise. Whether it's yoga, whether it is a run, whether it's a walk, whether it's your treadmill. How many of you just hate going to the gym early in the morning? How many of you snooze? Thank you, Shikha. How many of you snooze your alarm button? Everybody, absolutely, Vijay. So what happens? As soon as the alarm rings, the mind will tell you, Priyanka, not today. Me in caps. Thank you, Rohit. Priyanka, let's start from Monday. Next week. It's Saturday morning, weekend. Come on, let's start fresh week. We'll start from next week. Priyanka, it's lockdown. There's already so much stress. Do all this after lockdown. It's so hot. It's summer. Goa is so humid. Don't go out for a walk. It's protecting you. And as I push harder, in a couple of days, it becomes familiar and the mind stops objecting. So you can make anything unfamiliar familiar and anything familiar unfamiliar. And the mind will take it. Because the mind is just a tool. Ladies and gentlemen, you are not a slave to your mind. You are not a slave to the mind. If you can decide when to raise your hand and when not to raise your hand, you can also decide when the mind will work for you and not work for you, because both are tools. It's just that one you happen to become a slave to and one you made a slave to. So you can absolutely decide that. Harsh, I can see some arrows coming onto the screen. If you can just take a look at that, because that's not coming from my end. So saying that, let me share 5 mental commands with you right now that can help you start reprogramming straight away. The power of I am. I cannot express enough how powerful these 2 words are. And this is the time you should be having a pen and paper ready, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm going to be giving you 5 commands. The power of I am. What happens is that anything after I am becomes a belief system and gets created. So now think about all the I ams you've used all your life. I'm scared of driving. I'm scared of my boss. I'm scared of relationships. I fear speaking in public. I am an idiot. I am very careless. I am very disorganized. All the I ams you've used, and they have become you because those are the commands you've given yourself, or these are the commands you've got from your parents or your family or your school. So you can now change these commands just the way I told you, and your subconscious will now start changing belief systems. So sometimes we can't start with I am, right? We've always heard of affirmations like, I am abundant and I'm magnificent and I'm grateful and I'm successful and I'm beautiful. And after a few days, you stop saying it. I am enough. Absolutely, Manali. That's a very big one. That's my favorite. And after a while, you stop saying it because you feel like they're just words. You're not feeling it. Your mind is like, what do you mean you're successful? What do you mean you're beautiful? What do you mean you're abundant? Look at your life. Look at you. Have you seen yourself in the mirror? Look at what you're doing right now. And you stop believing it. And you're like, these affirmations don't work. That's because you're not ready for the I am. So you need to start baby steps. So if you're not ready for I am, here's what you can do. Start first with, I am open to attracting financial wealth. I am willing to get extraordinarily wealthy. I am open to success. I am open to love. I'm willing to open up myself to love. I am open to the next level in my life. I am willing to go to my next version. Start with this level. 1 or 2 weeks is what you need to be at this level. And then move here. I'm ready to be successful now. I'm ready for love. I'm ready to be abundant. I'm ready for my next job. I'm ready for my next promotion. I'm ready for happiness. I invite happiness. I invite abundance. I invite success. And then you can move to I am, because then you can say, I am successful. I am happy. I am love. I am abundant. Your subconscious mind, by this second, third week, will take it, will be familiar with it, will not object to it, and then it will become you. Remember, you first make your belief systems, and the belief systems then make you. So a very, very simple command that you can start with starting today. The second one, like I already told you, drop the but. So from now onwards, notice when the but comes in. And the command you're going to give yourself is, Priyanka, drop the but. I want to. Stop. Priyanka, drop the but. I want to. Stop. Start training your mind to dropping the buts. Third command, and I share this with you since right now we're dealing with GPL Capital and money is the biggest energy in our worlds. I'm going to share with you a few commands when it comes to money. Now, most of us, some of us really have challenges with money. We are feeling a shortage. We feel money is always going away. We feel money comes and just gets out of our life. We feel we never have enough money. We're not making enough money. And a lot of it has to do with your relationship with money. Because even money is energy. It has to do with your belief about money. So here are some of the myths of money that we have got through childhood or through our parents. Money is dangerous. You'll get into trouble. Don't chase after money. Don't run after money. Or money is evil. As soon as you make money, you become a bad person. You become corrupt. Money just corrupts you. no matter how good you are. Or money doesn't make you rich. Stop being greedy. Happiness makes you rich. Family makes you rich. Money doesn't make you rich. So stop feeling greedy about money. Another myth. I can't be spiritual, religious, and desire money. It's wrong. My religion, my spirituality says you should not have desires. So it's stopping me from being ambitious. It's stopping me from, having monetary goals in my life because I feel it is wrong. Another belief. Money will not follow me if I follow my heart. That's a hobby. How many times have we told this? Priyanka, that's a hobby. That's not going to make you money. Please do something proper. Stop playing cricket. You're not going to become Tendulkar. There are only 11 positions in the team and millions are playing cricket. Start studying right now. This will get you a job. That is a hobby. Stop following your heart. Money doesn't come there. So many times we've heard of this. So here are certain techniques when it comes to money. First belief system that you need to build in. Money is energy. And energy by law circulates. This is the third law I'm giving you. Please write this down. Energy is always circulating. When you breathe in oxygen, it has to come out. When the heart pumps blood, it has to pump back in. When you have oxygen, it keeps circulating in the air. Energy is always circulating. The planets are always circulating around the sun. Energy is always circulating. So when we say, I am spending money, we are giving a signal that money is going away. It's not coming back. And boom, that's exactly what happens. So from now onwards, every time you have to make a payment, say, I'm circulating energy. I'm circulating energy. What happens is that by law, you're energizing that energy and it has to come back to you in another form or another way or another channel. You're never again going to say, I'm spending money, I'm circulating energy. You keep saying it often enough, you will start believing it and the energy will start coming back to you miraculously, serendipitously, in amazing ways. Here's another technique that I want to share with you. This is one of my favorite. The arigato technique. Now I'm going to type in a name right in the chat box. A gentleman by the name of Vahi Takeda. Vahi Takeda is called the Warren Buffett of Japan. He is supposed to be the richest billionaire tycoon in Japan. And he was often asked, what is the secret, Mr. Takeda-san, of your wealth? And he would just say one word, arigato. And they'd be like, that's it? And be like, yes. So for those of you who don't know what arigato means, in Japanese it means thank you. He would say, every time I would make a payment, I would say arigato. Every time I would receive a payment, I would say arigato. What he was doing is gratitude is one of the highest energy frequencies in the world. Gratitude, peace, love, they're right up there. So when you activate gratitude, whatever you're grateful for, at that frequency comes to you. It's like if I go to 98.3, I'm going to get Radio Mirchi. If I'm on gratitude frequency, I'm going to get more of what I'm grateful for. So by energizing money, every time he made a payment, received payment, he was energizing gratitude. He was energizing wealth and was coming back to him more and more and more till he built a business empire out of it. So every time now you're going to make a payment, say arigato. Every time you receive a payment, say arigato. I'm saying arigato. You can say dhanyavad, shukriya, thank you, any other regional language, or you can use arigato as well. Start energizing your wealth with gratitude and then see how it starts growing. So, summary. Number one, I am. Number two, drop the butt. Number 3, I've given you all these mental commands when it comes to money. Number 4, I am wealthy. Sorry, I'm worthy. Very, very strong mental command. Most people stop themselves from doing things because they feel they're not worthy of it. I'm not worthy for success. I'm not worthy for love. I'm not worthy to be happy. I'm not worthy of that promotion. I'm not worthy to make money. I'm not worthy of this person in my life. He's too good for me. She's too good for me. This is too good to be true. I'm not worthy of it. What you don't realize you're doing is that you are actually believing that it's too good to be true and it's not going to come to you again. So start with I am worthy. Again, do this for 1 or 2 weeks and then you can take it to the next level and say, I'm worthy of having all my needs met all the time. All of us, ladies and gentlemen, have this one person in our circle who says, you know what? Every time I needed money, money just came to me. Every time I was stuck, someone came and helped me out. Every time I needed help, somebody came and supported me. Every time I needed a deal to be done or a sale to be done, some customer came and it happened. I'm always saved. You know, it always happens to me. Why? Because they have a belief system that they will always be saved. They have a belief system that their needs are always going to be met all the time. This is an abundance mindset. Remember we spoke of the abundance mindset? This command will get you there. I'm worthy for 2 or 3 weeks and then move it to I'm worthy of having all my needs met all the time. Continue it for 2 or 3 weeks. Your subconscious mind starts believing it, starts creating it. And my last command to you, this is one of my most favorite. And here's where I want you to write, type in the chat box, how many of you have a problem with procrastination? Type in procrastination. How many of you keep procrastinating? How many of you keep procrastinating? Keep delaying things you need to do. Very, very common. Yes. How many of you are not tech savvy? So anything to do with the computer, you just want to delay. How many of you hate making those payment calls? Those of you who have a business, you need to make those payment calls to those people who owe you money and you just hate doing that. You postpone it after lunch, evening, day after, Monday. Absolutely makes you feel guilty. This command works for procrastination. Here's how it works. When you realize you're procrastinating, you tell yourself, the most successful people, Priyanka, do what they hate and they do it first, and I'm going to do this right now. The most successful people do what they hate, they do it first, and I'm going to do it right now. And you do it. You hate making the payment call, you pick up the phone and you make it. You don't want to exercise, you're procrastinating. The most successful people do what they hate and they do it first. I'm going to exercise right now. You need to make one report on the computer. You're not tech savvy, you're postponing it. The most successful people do what they hate, they do it first. I'm going to do this right now. After a while, the mind will stop objecting to it. Why? Because notice when you do something you don't like to do, what happens? You feel good. You feel, it's done. Relief, like this monkey's off your back. The mind starts relating that feel good with the task. And it says, Arey, Priyanka's feeling good after doing this. She likes doing this. She's enjoying doing this. Let me stop preventing her from doing it. Okay, Priyanka, go ahead. No objections from you. And you start doing it. So the most successful people do what they do it first. Also, what you don't realize you're doing is you're subconsciously programming yourself to call yourself successful. You're saying, even I'm successful because I'm doing what I hate, I do it first. You're equating yourself with successful mindsets. And what will the mind give you? More success, more successful opportunities. Because you're starting believing that even you are a successful person. So this is a very powerful command in various ways, in various angles. Please start using it starting today. So change your mindset, ladies and gentlemen, and you can change your reality. Now, before I move ahead, I'm going to pause for a few seconds. I want all of you to put on your videos for GPL Capital, and we're going to click a video, put a thumbs up, and we're going to have you on our social media. All of those who have your videos on, please switch off your videos and get yourselves on your camera. Let's have a thumbs up. 1, 2, 3 thumbs up here. GPL is going to make you famous. I'm going to stop the screen share, and we're now going to get you on camera. Let's say, I am enough. Wonderful. Okay, so we've got you on camera now. I'm going to go back into the screen, and I'm going to now share with you some more. Thank you very much for that. Now, most of us, if you notice, have a victim mindset. We live in this victim world where we constantly feel life is happening to me. Because of Modi, because of GST, because of demonetization, because of Corona, because of my staff, because of my neighbor, because my family is not supportive. Whatever's going wrong in my life is because of them, not me. I am perfectly okay. This blame story constantly going on. And as soon as you're in a victim mindset, you're going to feel stuck. You're not going to move ahead, and you're going to get drowned in all those fears, negative emotion, belief systems. So to move from a victim mindset to a manifestor mindset, you start believing life is happening by me. I take control. I take power back. I can start attracting. I can start reprogramming subconscious mind. I don't care if this was what my parents told me. I can change my life now because I was never born with these fears. I was never born with negative emotions. I can reprogram my mind. I can start attracting. I can start manifesting. I can use my mind power because it is so powerful. And you start developing a manifestor mindset. Change your reality and change your mindset. Arjun, that's what it really meant. So for all of those who really are living a victim mindset, please do yourself a favor and start coaching yourself. Like I said, you don't need to come to me. You can take a business coach, a life coach, a spiritual coach, or any other mind coach, if there is any in your city, or if you come across anybody in India, and start changing it. It will take you less than 28 days, no matter what, unless something goes drastically wrong, and start doing yourself a favor. You don't need to live with all these fears and negative belief systems. You were never born with it. So don't carry the baggage with you. Now, for those of you who would like to speak to me offline and speak to me in person, most of my programs are personal. They're private, they're one-on-one. I'm currently doing sessions across India and across states with clients. And if you noticed, I was teaching a lot of the why the mind works and the how it works. Because I truly believe when you understand the why and the how, you're self-sufficient. You should not need a coach after a while. You should be able to address your fears and your challenges on your own. Life will always throw up challenges and fears. The most successful mindsets bounce back faster. They bounce back quicker, and they bounce back on their own. If I'm able to show you the why and the how, you can decide the what. So we maintain complete client confidentiality. If you notice, I didn't give any names. I've worked over 1,700 hours with thousands of lives across India. I always have a certain outcome that we're trying to achieve with the client. It's not generic. It's not general. And because of my global background, my global upbringing, and my local roots, my coaching tools are very local. So you'd be able to relate to it very, very well. Jayesh, I'm going to get back to you. You've asked me a question whether this would be available, the PowerPoint presentation. We will get back to you on this. Vijay, please hold on to your question. I will come back to you on it. So the tools you typically use are neuro-linguistic programming. For all of those who don't know what is NLP, this is one of the tools that I use. NLP was launched in the 1970s by Richard Bandler. In fact, I got certified by him. So Vijay, here's me asking you that question, answering you that. NLP takes your neuro-mind processes, takes your language, takes your behavior, connects it, and changes your reality for you. It's a beautiful science. Logotherapy. Not too many people in India know about this. Logotherapy, very interestingly, was introduced by Viktor Frankl, a Polish gentleman who survived the concentration camps during the Holocaust. In fact, he survived Auschwitz, the worst concentration camp. And he realized that the basic premise of life is finding meaning. Everybody wants to find meaning and purpose in life. Man's search for meaning. Absolutely, Arjun. He has a very famous book, Man's Search for Meaning. And he designed logotherapy. So I use NLP, logotherapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, subconscious programming to basically remove fears and negative emotions and belief systems. Thank you for sharing that, Arjun. I appreciate it. So for those of you who would like to enroll in programs with me, here are some details with you. If you want to fix a challenge, I need only 3 sessions, just 3 weeks. I'll be able to fix any fear in 3 weeks. That's all you need to give me. Give me 3 weeks and I'll give you your freedom from it. Usually, my programs range anywhere from 30,000 to 80,000, depending on the duration of the programs. Only for this lockdown period, out of support to the country, I've got them down to 9,000. But for GPL clients and clientele and staff members, I've further dropped it down to 7,499. And on top of that, I'm absorbing the GST. It is a fabulous offer. You'll come out of lockdown with releasing that fear and negative emotion. Please use this, ladies and gentlemen. You don't need to live with those fears. You can come out of it. I just need 3 sessions. But for those of you who want to learn logotherapy, your purpose, the minds of the most successful people, mind hacks, I will need 5 sessions. Again, that's it. This program usually is around 50 to 80,000. Again, in this lockdown, I've drastically slashed it to 15,000. And furthermore, for GAPL clients, it's the least I can do for GAPL, who were the ones who really made me start investing in growing my money and wealth. So this is my gift back to GAPL and the clientele. Please use this. For those of you who want to enroll in the programs, this is very simple, 2 easy steps. If you could kindly put up the discovery form right now in the chat, Rupesh, I'd be very grateful. There's going to be a form link that's going to be put in the link right now. Just here's the form right up here. Fill in this form. It's a 1-minute process. I will get the form and I will call you. You'll get a call from me within a day or 2 and I will understand your challenge and we can book your session starting as early as next week. I've got clients across the country. I don't have too many slots. The last I checked with my manager, I had about 8 slots available only in the week. So I'm going to take it on a first come, first serve basis. Here's the form, fill it in. Nothing is stopping you. I'll arrange a call back to you and I will personally give you a call back, understand your challenge, and I'll be able to help you. Like I said, I just need 3 sessions or 5 sessions. That's it. For those of you who want to email me, here's my email address, mindcoaching@priyankarow.com. I am available on Facebook, Twitter, and Insta. Please pick up your phones, like my profiles. I put up a lot of mindset content on my profiles. I put up a lot of habits that win, a lot of mindset hacks. I've been doing this since end of March to help those in lockdown. So you will see a lot of content on my Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Feel free to follow me out there. And the content is out there the knowledge is out there for all of you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for your attention, for your time. I'm open to questions. We have, I think, a few minutes. So please go right ahead. If any of you have a question, type it into the box for me, and I'm happy to take it on. Thank you very much for your appreciation. I'm so grateful. Thank you. Any questions for me? No questions worries me. That means I've either been really good or really bad. Thank you, Kunal. Thank you, Naina. Thank you, Divya. Appreciate it. Thank you, Manali. You're a rock star as well. Thank you, Shabnam and Subroto. Any questions for me? How can you use NLP to throw a bad experience out of your mind? Okay, so your mind responds to two things: the pictures in your mind and the words you use. Okay, so the picture in your mind is a bad experience. I'll give you an example. Most of us hate watching horror movies because the picture in our mind is horror movies is equal to fear. No sleep at night. I have to sleep with the light on. I can't sleep on my own. That's a picture in your mind. So you don't watch horror movies because you get scared. But people like me who love horror, the equation in my mind is horror is equal to entertainment, is equal to fun, is equal to enjoyment. So when we step out of the movie halls, we don't carry those pictures with us. We've seen a movie, we've enjoyed ourselves, entertainment, and we're coming out of it. So if you ever had a bad experience in your mind, you need to now change the picture in your mind. You need to ask yourself, what good was there in that experience, which I don't see? Every experience has something good in it. When you find that even that one small good thing, you change the equation. That experience is equal to this good thing. You start telling yourself that. Thank God that experience happened to me. Thank God that boy broke up with me. Because of him, I found a great man. Thank God that college did not accept me. Because that college didn't accept me, I got into this college and I made my best friends. Thank God that job did not take me. Because the job did not take me, I got this job and today I'm a team leader. So you need to change the picture in your mind. And slowly the mind starts believing you and it starts changing your experiences. Kumar has one question for me. Thank you for your appreciation. How does NLP help the corporate world? Now, that's a very big question. I won't have enough time to answer you. But what NLP can do is it can start making you worthy of your promotion. It can start making you believe that you can become a leader. You can start leading a team. You can start maybe going to the next level in your organization. Maybe head vertical, head an office. Most of us don't take promotion because we feel that we won't be able to handle it. That's where your NLP can actually work with you. It can also help you in believing that you can get a better job, a higher paying job. Again, it's to do with mental commands. Change acceptance will not make an accepting person rather than taking a stand. Change your acceptance. Change acceptance will not make you an accepting person rather than taking a stand. So basically, when you accept a change, you're not, don't think you're being defeatist. Don't think that you are surrendering. By accepting change, you are telling yourself that I can move, I can progress, I can go ahead, and there's something better waiting for me. So don't think accepting change means that you're failed. It could be the stepping stone to your next biggest success. So accept change when you need to accept change. Any other questions for me? A Facebook question. A small child don't know if a snake bite can one die, but we know. We have such memory in our minds. So a small child has no fear of that memory. How to deal with such memory of fear? Again, the same thing. The question is that, a small child knows your fears. So they respond to things very differently. I'll give you a very simple example. Say I have fear of flying. And there's a child next to me in the airport lounge who does not have fear of flying. Both of us are in the same airport lounge, taking the same flight to the same destination. But because I have a fear of flying, as soon as I sit down in the airport lounge, my mind says, I'm going to go on a flight. Oh my God, what if there's turbulence? What if there is a bird that goes into the engine? What if there is an air crash? What if, something goes wrong? What if I die? It's imaginary, it's in my mind, but I'm already feeling that. The child knows no such fear because there is no such memory. So the child is playing, is annoying the parents, is running around, wants something to eat, wants something to drink. Both of us have different responses because our memories are different. So if the memory is that of fear, there is a tool called, and I'm going to type it into the group chat, called Emotional Freedom Technique. I use this with all my clients. It's the most powerful tool I have come across. If ever I'm on the deathbed and people ask me, Priyanka, teach us one tool before you die, it'll be this one. EFT removes the memory which is energy from our bodies. It removes fear. It removes procrastination. It can remove any kind of memory. So for those who want to remove memory, use EFT, and I can help you with that. So saying that, I think we're at the end of the session, and we need to wind up. I'm going to pass this on to Forum. Thank you very, very much for your time. Thanks for trusting me with your time. And I really hope some of you start changing your reality starting today. Forum, over to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for this insightful session. I really hope the people will start following your footsteps as well.
Thank you.
Thank you all the guests who have joined us. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry, for those who want to get in touch with me, can you please put up the form again? I have a few personal messages coming to me. So for those of you who want to fill up the form, please, the forms we're going to put in right in the chat. Please go ahead.
Yes. Just put it up for you. Just a moment.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Kumar. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Prabhakar ji. Thank you, Chandra Prakash ji. Yes, gut the fear and do it anyway. You'll be a success. Absolutely, Paul. Thank you, Ruchi.
Put up the form again for everyone. The form has been put up. I thank all the guests for joining us, and we at GPL Capital will come up with such sessions. Hope you all had a good time. Thank you for joining us, ma'am, today and giving us your valuable time.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Stay safe and namaste. Arigato. Thank you very much.